him I go send him friend for pick it up, yeah. Be sure to see him tomorrow. Oh, Jah make it rain. Blessing on them doorstep. Oh, Jah, can you make it rain? Blessing on them house.
All right, so it started off with So We Do It.
Uh-huh.
And both of these books I have to mention are available online, both in the, well, actually not both, US, Canada, and the UK. How long ago did So We Do It come out?
Well, I published it in 2010, 1 year after one of my sketches went viral. The readers asked me to put together a book, and I used a year to both formulate the stories as well as try to dig into self-publishing. And so that was 2010 when it was released in December.
Okay.
And then And then right after that, you know, I really had intentions of doing one book. I'd set my expectations so low because it's a book that's for a segmented population.
Right.
And to my pleasant surprise, I did include my email address in the book for feedback. And man, did I get some feedback. Wow. I got a swell of emails asking me, when is the other one coming?
Wow,
are you going to do another one?
Nice.
So I felt compelled to, follow up with another book, and the other book was released the following year, 2012.
How much easier was it to do A So It Go over A So We Do It, since that was the second one? How much easier was it?
Yeah. The first time into anything is a learning curve.
Right.
Especially I'm self-publishing, and I had to learn that business.
Okay.
And everything was, I've had a lot of lessons learned that I employed when I saw it go. And so it was a lot more easy. It's actually, the funny thing is, I saw it go is a much bigger book with the story's a little longer. So I did get carried away with all the things that I learned.
Okay.
Yeah, it's definitely easier the second time around, and I'm going for a third time.
Very nice.
And you learn as you go along.
All right, and okay, so you have A So We Do It and A So It Go. So the third one will be what?
I saw them go on.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
You have to keep the trend going. The idea behind, of course, the first time, the reason why I call the first book A So We Do It is because I really have been spending the first 12 years of my life spoofing anything out there, whether it's an original story or a new story, spoofing it the way Jamaicans interpret their environment.
Okay.
And that translates to So We Do It. And so when I was doing the next book, I needed it to be related to the first one.
Right.
But independent in a way. When I said independent, you don't have to read one to appreciate the other. The stories stand by themselves.
Right.
But you needed to know that they're sisters. So I used A So, and I said, okay, let's do A So It Go. So the third one, I had to keep the trend going.
A So. All right. Is there a very short one that, or one that you can put in synopsis for us?
Well, I'll break down the composition of the book, and then if you want me to read an excerpt,
sure.
There is a sketch in the I So It Do It, which is very short and short and sweet.
Okay.
But the composition is as such, where the first book they're broken down into 4 series. The first series is called Mix Up and Blender. And everybody who is Jamaican know exactly what Mix Up and Blender entails. It's a whole lot of drama, and there are 3 stories in that series. Then it pivots into the GPS navigation series. And the concept behind that series, I live in D.C., and I tell you, I live in the suburbs of D.C., and when I'm going into the city, I have to use my GPS.
Okay.
And I kept missing my turns, and this GPS was so polite, telling me, okay, all right, you made a mistake, no worries. Recalculating. And every time I missed my turn, it would recalculate. And I kept thinking to myself, if this was a Jamaican GPS, I would have been cussed out like 2 hours ago, And I went home immediately and decided to come up with a GPS series. So the GPS is very rude. And it gives directions to how Caribbean people give direction. You just go up the road and you see Tony who sell CD. And then when you see Tony, that's so now you just look across the street. That's why you see Miss Dinah say Lucky. That kind of way.
Right.
So it's a fun series. You do not expect this GPS to be anything normal you're normally accustomed to. And then So We Do It, I did a dreads response. I kind of explored, the way how Jamaican dreads can be a little bit, how should I say, they tend to think that the system oppressing them.
Right.
And right, and so they have these yous and I's. And so I did a little fun sketch on a dread. And I can read from that series. It's really short and sweet.
Okay.
And then finally, So We Do It, there's a contrast between foreign fold and yard fold. I heard some people, talking about how when they go to Jamaica, how chicken tastes better, them can chew up the bone more than when them they're foreign.
True, yeah, I hear that.
Yeah, so there's all these little things people were talking about. And me and my quirky mind decided I was going to pen a story that put these chickens in a story format, talking Jamaican and having a clash about, their lifestyle. So it's very funny. And so that concludes that book. The second book has the Mix Up and Blender again, which 3 new stories. The GPS series is back. I did something different where I followed a taxi driver. This taxi driver is in Kingston, so he has a independent taxi route, and he encounters all these different passengers. And I tell you, the encounters and the stories and the drama that take place in the taxi, the entire day is a lot of fun to read. And lastly, the same thing I did for the chicken, I did for the dogs in this book. We all know that Jamaican dog and the foreign dogs, they don't live the same lifestyle. So in this book, the foreign dog visits Jamaica and was rudely awakened when he realized that things like him can't live in the house and him spread off in the city like he used to, and him want him food in a plate and some knife and fork with it too. So it's fun story. So that concludes that book. And so I'm very pleased that everybody seemed to have received these books the way they have. I've gotten a lot of positive feedback, and I'm actually thankful that also Sangster's Bookstore
very nice.
Taken an opportunity, giving me the opportunity to carry these books.
Very nice.
So that the Jamaican people can also access them. Because I had a problem with Jamaicans not able to do the online purchasing. Mm-hmm. And Sangster's spoke to them, and they said, sure, we love this book, and they now have it so that Jamaicans themselves can be a part of it.
Very nice. Before you get into the excerpt, available where, when, how?
Right. So both books are available online at Amazon.com. .com, of course, is the U.S. .ca is Canada, and .uk is for the United Kingdom.
Okay.
And you can also get it at BarnesandNoble.com. For those people across the island, Jamaica, it's available at Sangster's, and we all know that Sangster's have stores all over the island, and they have shelved them everywhere.
Very
so
nice.
That's where we can get them now. I haven't gone into other bookstores other than Sangster's just yet. But,
you tell Sangster's. Tell Sangster's that we're not dealing with any consignment. Them have to buy the book them. Tell them you're not consignment. Okay, you tell them I said that. All right.
I wish I knew you when I was doing the deal. Yeah, and also I do have a website.
Okay.
I would encourage readers to go to the website because there's a laugh corner with all my work, and I'm guarantee you some people have seen my work. So they're all posted there. There are sketches that spoof the news stories. My website is akipodpublishing.com. That's one word, akipodpublishing.com. if you really can't spell that, you can also Google my name. You know, you're right where you tell people to Google you, right?
You know, you
So
know your
Joelle
people.
Cohen, right, and it takes you right to my website.
Joe.
So those are some areas where you can also buy the book.
All right, we'll give the correct spelling. It's Joelle, right?
Right, it's Joelle, and Cohen is spelled Cohen, and Wright, Wright.
Okay. Now, and I must take the time out to say big ups to Pamela Marshall and Karen and everybody who said you got to talk to this lady. Her book is blowing up. So thank you very much. And that's what this is all about. You know, this is all about us networking and getting the word out for our respective endeavors. So it's really nice having you on board. Checking it out. I'm going to get the book, and then we're going to have you back, because once I can relate to the book, me and you.
I hear you.
Me and you. You understand? We're going to do it. Give us an excerpt if you could.